What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary top of the mood reaction video. So I ain't gonna do no more talking, family. Let's get straight into the video. Let's go, family.
Incredible, absolutely incredible.
My man got that behind the back with it. We're gonna skip all that. We're gonna skip all that.
Can you check out the...
Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. Of
course.
In today's episode, I want to take a look at more NBA legends giving their opinion about how good Pistol Pete Maravich really
Pistol Pete in the building. How you say his name?
was. But before
Pistol Pete who?
giving their opinion about how good Pistol Pete Maravich really
Maravich, okay.
was. But before we dive into that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. Please take a close look at the sponsor of today's episode. Today's video is brought to
Okay, we're gonna skip all that.
don't have deliver every
We're gonna skip all that, man.
enjoy for
Come on.
produce that travels priced how easy and how wholesome meal
All right, bro.
cook a lot more M60 go
Shout out to them. Shout out to HelloFresh. Hey, I watch this show so much.
So where do we start now? I would suggest let's start with the greatest point guard of all time, Magic Johnson, and his opinion about how good Pistol Pete really was. Let's take a look.
Man, you couldn't steal it from Pistol Pete. He come down there and make up shots in the
Bro, what the heck type of circus shot that was? My man said, and just threw it up. Like, what the heck?
Pete. He come down there and make up shots in the air. The no-look passes, the dribble the ball, then pat it with one hand. That's where I saw all that from Pistol Pete. That's where
My man said, hold on, he just said something. Like, my man got the acrobatic shots with it.
I got it from him.
And acrobatic passes.
Pat it with one hand. That's where I saw all that from Pistol Pete. That's where I got it from him.
Now Maravich brings it up behind the back. How do you do? A little showtime there.
You're looking at Pistol Pete Maravich, in my opinion, the greatest playmaker playing today.
NCAA scoring champion at LSU, twice an NBA scorer.
He got that, but so who originally started the behind the back pump fake? Cause my man seemed like he started it. I thought it was Larry Bird that started it. Either way, they both impacted and started the trick shots, tricky pump fakes. You know what I'm saying?
Scoring champion.
He handled, and people always say dribble, he handled the ball like it was a yo-yo. He could go this way with it, I got that way with it. He could put it this way. Next thing you know, the yo-yo goes out that way, but
He said, next thing you know, the yo-yo go that way, do this with it, that with it. My man looked good to be playing from what? My man played for the 1979 to the 80 Celtics team. Nate Tiny Archibald. My man looked good to be, you know, from playing back then. Well, my man, you could tell my man is like so bamboozled by how good Pistol Pete was. Because look how he is describing and explaining and trying to put context to how he was in the game.
like it was a yo-yo. He could go this way with it, I got that way with it. He could put it this way. Next thing you know, the yo-yo goes out that way, but the yo-yo was the basketball. Okay, the basketball was like an invisible string on his hand. I mean, he could really handle the ball.
Now, as we all know, Isaiah Thomas is also one of the greatest point guards of all time, and he seemed to be a big fan of Pistol Pete. Let's take a look.
You go back and you look at film.
Well, of course, before Isaiah Thomas, it was Pistol Pete, if I'm correct, for the most part. So, of course, you looking back, you got to acknowledge the greats, baby. Come on, you got to acknowledge the greats before you could be a great anyway. That's just being, I wouldn't say humble, that's just being, showing gratitude to the game. You get what I'm saying? For those who did it before you to come. And then you're going to be the new sheriff in town, like Michael Jordan told Larry Bird and Magic Johnson had.
Of what this guy was actually doing with the basketball.
Watch him for a moment, and then try to conjure the right word. While you watch, remember what you're seeing happened more than a quarter century ago.
That ball looks like a part of his hand.
And I said, he must spend a lot of time dribbling and dribbling.
How many
Well, you see my man in a little commercial looking thing. He was patting the ball like 50,000 times and keeping it off the floor, still bouncing as low as ever to the floor.
hours a day would you spend with a basketball, bouncing and shooting, and say when you're 12 years old?
When I was 12, Don, during the summer months, about 8 hours a day, between 8.5, and during the winter months,
8 hours a day between 8.5, and during the winter months,
about 4 hours a day.
4 hours a day. My man putting in that work when it's cold. He putting in that work when it's warm, lukewarm.
The things that he did, he practiced them. Nothing that he did was so much spontaneous. It was because he had done these things over and over
What
good.
the heck, bro? The ball look like got a bend. Look how he just patting it from under his legs and bringing it right back to him behind the back.
Again in practice, and he got 68 on us, as you know. And when I was with the,
He doing them things Steph Curry be doing as warm-ups in the beginning of the game. That was my man warm-up, the dribbling. And dribbling is so crucial because you got to know how to work the ball, man. You got to know how to move the ball. You got to know how to create space. You got to know how to, position the ball and put yourself in a position to go around the defender, to get around the defender, to create playmaking moves. That they said at the beginning, he was the legendary playmaking individual. So for you to be a playmaking individual, you got to know how to work that ball, man, and navigate through the defense. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the basics of basketball is the drills, the dribbling.
Knicks, and I used to tell Clyde and Butch Beard that he only got 6 on me.
You're watching basketball history for Pete Maravich tonight. Here's a basket for him if he can convert.
Ooh, not with the. Oh my goodness, bro! I ain't never seen a fake like that, bro.
For him if he can convert.
Like a snatchback straight. I'm a pump. It's like a snatchback pump fake. Oop, straight up.
68 for Maravich and a steal. Look at him fight for this ball. The Pistols doing it all. A great ball game, and the crowd is going wild here at the Super.
Pistol Pete at 2, because for me he was the first. No offense, Brent. He was the first white guy with style and flair that I've seen. So
why would I take offense to that comment?
Because you're a white guy. You're the first white guy to have the flash and style and between the legs and behind the back.
Shaq crazy. He gonna say, "Wow." He said, "Why I take offense to that?" He said, "Because, you're a white guy." I said, "What the heck the color got to do anything?"
I mean, because my favorite move was the move he did to Jerry West.
Pete Maravich, he would take the basketball, right? And he would fake the pass. He would bounce it here.
Come on, man. I'm trying to hear a legend talk about another legend before him, and you over here gonna interrupt this, bro? Come on, bro. The disrespect, family. My apologies, family. I'm trying to get the knowledge, man. I'm trying to get the wisdom over here.
Bounce it behind him. Fake the pass, and you as a defender would jump, and he turn back around, catch the ball,
But see,
and shoot.
That's that offensive, how can I word that? Offensive protection. Like that's the offensive strategy to protect you from the defense. There we go.
Here.
You see, he dribbled the ball on the side of him. And when you dribble the ball on the side of you, it protects you as being on offense and you being a player with the ball from the defender just swiping straight up at you. So you putting it to the side where you got some mobility to get it out of the defender reach.
Bounce it behind him. Fake the pass, and you as a defender would jump, and he turn back around, catch the ball, and shoot.
Right in the face.
That was a hell of a move. And I was like, okay, I got to try that. So I tried it in the game. Yeah. And Steve Coulter stole it.
Pistol was like a guy, the game was boring to him, so he had to create things to keep him interested.
He just has so much razzle-dazzle in his game.
Razzle-dazzle. There go Nate. This is when he was way younger than what he was in the beginning of the video. With the He still look good to be older. That's the one I said look good.
And he was just hard to guard.
Really great Pistol Pete was. He was probably my most difficult opponent as far as one-on-one. I saw Earl.
I heard him. He said as far as one-on-one because Pistol Pete is one of them ones.
The Pearl. I played against Clyde, and I thought those guys gave me problems. Pistol was unique with his ball handling and dribbling and stuff like that. He could just trick guys, and he gave me probably the most difficult time guarding.
I was labeled very young as a showman. To try to bring fans back, you have to do something other than just put the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, he got a point. Like I said, the NBA is also, it's a business based on entertainment. National Basketball Association, but it also has an entertainment phase behind it. That's why it's televised. So he was smart enough to not only let it benefit the league, in which the league gave him the opportunity to be successful and showcase how and showcase his talents and throughout the world and for it to be televised, but also help the NBA from a marketer strategy by showcasing his skills, perfecting his craft, but also from the way of him making sure his concerns. And one of the concerns of being successful in any league, in any brand or your own brand as a basketball player and a businessman, it comes down to the consumer, right? The people. So my man basically said,
I was labeled very young as a showman. To try to bring fans back, you have to do something other than just put the ball in the hoop.
Exactly. He was labeled young as a showman, but he had to somewhat bring the fans back, he had to bring the fans back otherwise than just putting the ball in the hoop. He had to bring some type of entertainment, which would then also increase his fan base, because it has to be something different as a player that sets you different from all the other players that's in the league, as it's already intense to get in the league. But what sets you apart from them while you're in the league? How can you distinguish yourself in your own lane, uniquely tied to you, still being you, that keep the fans just coming and going back, bringing this excitement for even newcomers that discover him in due time and generations to come, like myself, who's discovering Pistol Pete now.
He shot a shot one time in practice. He came down on the break. He shot it. He let it go. He turned around and started running. And as the ball ripped the net, he said, he did this, and we all went like, Larry did that. Larry got that from him, and he would do stuff like that. I was like, man, how good is that guy? He shoots the ball.
I knew Larry had to learn some things from Pistol Pete.
Turns around and he runs it as he's ripping the net. He just does that. Then we play horse, and he had some shots where he'd jump out of bounds. He had shots I never thought of ever shooting shots.
Outside the line, jump in with 2 feet.
This is a trick shot now.
Come in the line, off the backboard. Spin on.
There you go, Bubbles.
He's got a lot of tricks. Jump it on in, spin it off the backboard. There's got to be a bank. Got to be a bank.
This remind me of All-Star Weekend then.
There's the whistle, and the first letter goes up on Hawkins.
You play Pete in horse, and it was an adventure because you go like, okay, I got no chance of beating him the first time.
Pistol can make that ball talk, I think.
I love playing horse as a kid because I used to use the half-court shot as one of my weapons, and one of my weapons a way to benefit me to win the game. That was like one of my type of ammunition where, okay, I'm losing, I'm down. Let me try to hit a bank shot or a half-court bank shot that make it harder for the opponent I'm going against in horse, the game horse.
Pistol Pete is a natural nickname.
Wait, let me see my man trick shot again.
Pistol can make that ball talk, I think.
Pistol Pete is a natural nickname. Maravich intercepted. They had a 2-on-1 break.
Pistol has speed too, though. Pistol Pete has speed.
Maravich, let's see what he'll do. Maravich is hitting 1,000. That's the guy they came to see.
Pete Maravich was so far ahead of his time, he was 10 plays ahead of everyone else.
Greatness. That was Pete Maravich. Did he just do what I think he did?
He got him bamboozled. You like, did he just do what I think he just do because he just did?
But the kind of career he had in college and bringing that same game and style in the pros.
Not with the soccer bump to the head shot.
You know, really make people, or I would say the people that didn't really get a chance to see him, really miss something. We lost him too early.
Oh man, Pistol passed away. I didn't look deep into it. I'm learning as I react, but I wonder what he passed away to.
You know, because I think his accomplishment to the game of basketball, man, and how he played it and how he loved it and how he can do things with that basketball that most couldn't.
Hey, that was that behind the back, one-handed behind the back, catch it with the same hand layup. That was legendary. He just reminds you of a typical kid. You know, it's like basketball ignited still his childhood. You know how they say, even when you're grown, you have certain things that still ignite that inner child, right? That keeps you happy, that keeps you connected with your childhood. And basketball was one of those things for sure. You can tell because you can tell he was just a young boy just in the back, just playing around with the ball and making things out of nothing.
Leonard, Gervin.
We're going to remember it for a long time, man.
25-footer Magic Man, he hits.
The 6 games that we played against each other in college, I think Pete averaged over 50 points a game, but we won all 6 games.
Pete took losing pretty bad.
Oh, 50 beans?
I think that's why, even though he was scoring a lot of points, I think Pete would have been happier, if he'd scored less and we'd won.
He played at LSU? I know he on one of them walls at LSU.
Some of the ball games that we lost.
Pete Maravich falls somewhere between the Globetrotters and the And One Tour in basketball history in terms of what he could do with a basketball.
You know what I've come to realize? All the greats back then, like Larry Bird, Pete Maravich. I think I'm saying it right because I used to say Mavericks. It's Pete Maravich. I come to realize all the legends back then, they had injuries so early that stopped their run earlier than projected to tell how long they could go. Just imagine if these injuries and, all these obstacles that came their way didn't shorten it in a way. How would the NBA be today? If Pete Maravich was there, would he own a team? You know what I'm saying? Would he be a vice president somewhere like Larry Bird did for the Pacers? Would he, how would it be? I'd be curious.
How far ahead of his time was he as a ball handler and a passer?
Tremendous. He had all the tricks, basically. He could play in any era. He would dribble between his legs, behind his back, throw great passes, had great shooting.
Definitely would fit into this era because the creativity and the shot making, nowadays they want a center to be able to shoot a 3. It's looking like,
shooting range.
That's off subject, but you get what I'm saying. The creativity, the breaking ankles and stuff is more emphasized and give you more celebrity status along with the trick shot. Like, look at Steph Curry, for example. I feel like Steph Curry in a way is a reincarnated version of Pistol Pete when it comes to the ball handling, the ball playing. You got Kyrie Irving, you got Steph Curry, of course. You got, don't forget, what's his name? Dang, Crawford. There's a couple more other fellas.
And he was a great scorer. He had 68 points in one game.
Jamal Crawford, to be exact.
Averaged 31 points one season when he led the NBA in scoring. So he could play in any era, the era before, during, or even today.
I agree.
But he was sort of snake-bit. If you look back at his career, he had a lot of bad luck. Number one, he had knee issues after, say, his 7th.
See, look, Larry Bird had foot issues, then he had the back. He got knee issues, like, sheesh.
Year. And this was before modern technology could help him. And his teams were pretty much mismanaged. And then his last year, he played for the Boston Celtics.
Me being an old school NBA fan, I'm always very happy about when I find some new clips from NBA legends giving their opinion about certain players, and I love putting those videos together because for me it's just super interesting to hear what guys have to say that actually played against other legends. So this episode was a lot of fun for me. I hope you guys also enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, do everything you can to support this channel, help this channel to grow. I really appreciate it, and I hopefully see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.
And shout out to the Basketball Time Machine, man. He does a very amazing job of not only articulating and breaking down things, but the simple fact of putting these clips together, digging to find these clips, to then show these impactful individuals that was great and amazing to the game. Especially like young cats, myself, that we could somewhat get schooled on it and then take a deeper dive into it and elaborate on things. And then it just create conversations of beautiful perspective to talk about the beautiful game of the NBA, in which we all loved in some way, shape, or form, whether it's now, back then, whatever, So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Get this video a big thumbs up, man. Scratch that YouTube algorithm. It's totally free. Comment down below your perspective. Comment down below if you're having a great day today. It is Thanksgiving at the time of this video. I hope you guys are enjoying you guys Turkey Day. And I'm being grateful and thankful every single day. And continue to spread that peace, love, and positivity. And comment down below any reactions. And on that note, family, I'm going to leave out with a legendary piece on that note. And I hope you guys, like I said, enjoyed the video. Bye, my friends.